The tallest building on Earth cost about $1.5 billion to build. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai, more than half a mile of glass and steel reaching up into the clouds. $1.5 billion sounds like the whole story. It is not. The real story is that Dubai poured that money into a tower many see as a loss leader, blew its budget by an enormous margin, and then needed a rescue so large that overnight the building's name changed. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what that rescue cost, and whose name is on the tower because of it. First, let's be precise because this is where most people go wrong. You will see numbers as high as $20 billion attached to the Burj Khalifa. That figure is real, but it is not the tower. It is the entire neighborhood around it, called downtown Dubai, the malls, the fountains, the hotels, the man-made lake. The tower alone, the actual building, was about $1.5 billion, so the honest framing is simple. $1.5 billion for the tower, around $20 billion for the whole district it anchors. So what does $1.5 billion actually buy? A foundation of nearly 200 concrete piles, driven 50 meters down into the desert, because nothing this heavy had ever stood on Dubai's soft ground. Around 330,000 cubic meters of concrete, poured at night and chilled with ice so it would not crack in the heat. And a skin of about 26,000 glass panels, each one cut and fitted by hand, built to survive both sandstorms and the fierce Gulf sun. Now here is something cost videos almost never admit. We do not actually know exactly where most of that $1.5 billion went. The companies that built it never published a line-by-line breakdown. Only a couple of pieces were ever priced in public, like the glass skin, reportedly about $100 million. So if anyone shows you a neat pie chart splitting the full $1.5 billion into tidy slices, be skeptical. Most of that chart would be guesswork. The honest version is the total, plus the few pieces we can actually source. But the missing breakdown is not the part they really keep quiet. What they keep quiet is what the budget did next, and what it took to survive it. Here is the first thing they leave out. The Burj was supposed to be cheaper. The widely cited starting budget was around $876 million. It came in near $1.5 billion. That is roughly a 70% overrun, and it was not really an accident. The widely accepted view is that Dubai did not build the world's tallest tower just to rent out offices. It built it to put Dubai on the map, and to make the land and apartments around it worth a fortune. Whether or not that was the exact plan on paper, that is what happened. The tower was the bait. The neighborhood was the business. Then the timing went wrong. The tower was finishing just as the 2008 financial crash hit, and Dubai's property market collapsed. Apartments in the area lost somewhere between half and two-thirds of their value. Dubai itself ran out of money, and in 2009 its richer neighbor, Abu Dhabi, stepped in with a rescue worth around $10 billion. And here is the twist. The building had been called the Burj Dubai for years. At the grand opening, with no warning, it was renamed the Burj Khalifa, after the ruler of Abu Dhabi who had just bailed the city out. And there is a cost that never shows up on any budget at all: the men who actually built it. At the peak, around 12,000 workers were on site, most of them migrants from South Asia. Investigations at the time found many were paid roughly $4 to $8 a day, with their passports held so they could not leave. So while the tower was being sold as a symbol of limitless wealth, the people stacking its floors were earning a few dollars for a day's work in the desert heat. Let's put that $1.5 billion in perspective, because it is stranger than it first sounds. Spread across the building, that is roughly $9 million per floor. Yet here is the twist. One World Trade Center in New York, a shorter building, cost nearly $4 billion. So the tallest tower in the world was built for well under half the price of a shorter American one. In construction, taller does not always mean costlier. Where you build can matter more than how high. So was the Burj Khalifa worth $1.5 billion? If you judge the tower on its own as a business, probably not. It likely never made that money back directly, but that was never really the point. The tower turned a stretch of desert into some of the most valuable real estate on the planet and made Dubai a household name across the world. So, on the worth it meter, as a building, a gamble. As an advertisement, maybe the best money the city ever spent. Call it worth it as long as you never call it just a building. Next in this series, the opera house that makes this budget overrun look tiny. That story is on your screen right now. And as always, every figure here is sourced, with the receipts in the description.